what's going on, guys? This is Geno here and welcome to my very first Rocket League tutorial. So today I'm going to be going through the very basics, which will include camera settings and the best controller settings. For those of you that play keyboard and mouse on PC, unfortunately I don't have any tips for this, but I will leave a link in the video below that will discuss best keyboard and mouse settings. Okay, so what you see here on the screen right now is the default camera settings. I would assume that no matter what skill level you're at, you would at least have changed your camera settings. Now, if we come here into the options and go to the camera tab, you'll see the camera settings. First thing you want to do is turn off camera shake. Camera shake is very annoying because every time you jump or land, the screen will shake and it can really put you off. First thing on this list is your field of view. You want to increase this. Alright. For me, I like to play on about 108. It gives me a really nice wide vision of the entire field. I can see everything. Probably you can go all the way up to 110 if you want, but I prefer just to bring it down a little bit. Moving on to distance, it is a good thing to move it back a little bit. I like to sit mine on 290. You can see how that sits. You're a bit further back from your car, you have a bit more vision of the field. Anything further than that, it tends to push it a bit too far. If you go like 350, you're sort of sitting too far back from your car, and it can really mess with your depth perception and how well you can hit the ball. So I would recommend about 290. Now for your height is, I like to sit about 110. You can change this a little bit, but I wouldn't go too much either way. If you go too high, you're sort of sitting a bit higher above your car. If you do like to dribble the ball, then these settings can work for you, but I found that sitting at about 110 or 120 is the optimal height for your car to use. Angle I leave on -3. Changing this around again will mess with the depth perception, so I can't speak. If you're moving it too high, again, if you're a dribbler, like to dribble the ball, this can be useful for seeing where your opponents are, but for the rest of the time it will mess with you. So I like just to leave on at -3. Stiffness, I just move up just a little bit, go 0.35. This really you can change however you want. It just changes how well the camera follows your car. Might be a bit hard to tell really. But yeah, I just leave it on 0.35. It is kind of a tricky setting to use, so I just leave it about where it is. It's done well for me. Swivel, again, this is all personal choice. I keep mine on default 2.5. If you want, you can bump it up really high, and what it'll do is whenever you're shifting your camera, whenever you're on ball cam or off ball cam, it just changes how fast your camera moves around. I don't usually use it that much, so that's why I keep mine down on the default of 2.5, and you can see it's a lot slower, but at the same time you do get that smooth transition across the field, where if you're up higher you will have that quick jolt from side to side. And the last setting, transition speed, I push up to 1.2, and this is just how quickly it switches between ball cam and off ball cam. So just tapping the button here, right, I'll move away from the ball a bit. So this, you sort of have that smooth transition, but if you increase it, oops, sorry, wrong one. If you increase it up to about 1.8, it shifts really quickly. You have that quick jolt, which can mess with the gameplay, but again, that is all personal choice. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the controller bindings. Now, you'll see in the settings below, these you can shift around if you would like. More so the controller dead zone and the dodge dead zone. I find that these work well for me. If you guys want to go and muck around with these, feel free to, but you can leave it as the default. Okay, going into the keybinds. Pretty standard key binding, so I'm using a 360 controller. Drive forward is set for my right trigger, drive backwards left trigger, and then my steering is on my left thumbstick. Jumping is boost. Jumping is boost. What am I on about? Jumping is A. Boosting is my B key. Power slide I have set to my left bumper. You definitely want to have this. Power sliding will come in handy a lot, so you want to make that your left bumper button. Air steering, that's fine. Air pitching, that's fine as is. Now, my air roll left. You don't have to do this, but my air roll left is on my L3 button, which is pushing in on the left thumbstick. You don't have to do this. This for me is a personal choice, and I will use this sometimes when I'm in the air. But the one that you should change is your air roll. Just the general air roll. You want to set that to the same button as your power slide, which is your left bumper button. So that when you're in mid-air, if I hold down my left button right now, doing a power slide, when I go in the air and then use my left thumbstick to move around, I will rotate in the air. And then on the other side of that, if I'm using my L3 button, it'll air roll, but just to the left. Again, that's just a personal choice for me. You don't have to use that. Okay, so going back down, everything else is pretty standard. So yeah, my rear view is pushing in on the R3 button, which is the right stick, and then scoreboard is on my right bumper button. Other than that, everything else is the same. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that it helps you guys a little bit, and if you did enjoy the video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and there will be more tutorials coming in the future. Thank you all for watching.